Hey traders, hey YouTube, hey Facebook, good night, good evening, good afternoon everyone. Welcome to another update. This time we're going to be taking a look at Twitter Inc. Ticker symbol TWTR. Now I already drew some trend lines for you guys on Twitter, as you can see here, and I'm going to go over them quick fast. Alright, so I didn't want to waste too much time on the video, so I already drew the trend lines for you guys. Alright, the reason why I'm going over Twitter again, a lot of people have questions about Twitter. People want to buy Twitter. They still think it's a good platform, and Twitter have the same problem that they've been having. How do Twitter make money on the platform? Okay, how do they monetize like Facebook, like Google, YouTube? The problem with them is monetization. So until Twitter figures how to do that, this is what has been killing Twitter for the last 2 years. Okay, if you ask me, when I used to trade Twitter every other day. All right, so when you look at Twitter here, Twitter had a good move. Twitter was on the run, and then I think right here was where the earnings leak happened in Twitter. There was an earnings leak, and then Twitter took a dive. All right, this was I think it was a 10% or 15% dive. All right, and then ever since then, it had a couple of bad earnings, and every time, and what I mean by bad earnings is every time it had earnings, they're looking for how is Twitter going to turn a profit, and Twitter have not found a way since these highs to come out with a way to monetize on the platform. So as you can see, you have the bad earnings here, big bars down. This is a weekly chart, so you had a bad week followed by another bad week, and then this week here, you close below way below this 20-day moving average. So this was a telltale sign to tell you to stay away from the stock at the moment in time. Play the sideline, because until you see Twitter start to go across the 50-day, the 20-day moving average, better yet, this is a stock to stay away from. So the reason, like I said again, I'm making the video because I see a lot of people are jumping into Twitter right before the Snap IPO came out. Then when the Snap IPO came out, I seen a lot of people jump out of Twitter into Snap. Okay, and I don't know what's worse. Only difference between Snap right now and Twitter is Snap is it's a new company trading on, publicly, so there's a lot of hype behind it. All right, but once a couple of earnings come out, it gets settled down. The analysts are gonna have the same question that it has for Twitter, and eventually, I don't know if the stock Snap is gonna go up, but I'll go over that chart again. I had posted up previously, but I'll go over that chart again. So back to Twitter here, and this 20-day moving average. As you can see, the stock, like I said, from this trend line, from here, we're gonna follow it down. So you see, it try to break here. You had a weak bounce. Following week, you had indecisions. All right, this is a small doji right here. You have indecisions right here. Then you have another down week the following week. All right, so what does that tell you? This week, I'm not gonna buy. I'm gonna wait. And again, it's pulling you down. All right, and as price gets pulled down away from the 20-day moving average, it's even a better, clearer telltale sign to stay away from the stock. So now you have down here, you have buyers coming in, buying it down here, looking for a turnaround. So right here, it went sideways, but it was a good trade. It would have been a good trade if you trade this or for a swing trade, because it came all the way back down here. If you was able to catch it at $20, you was able to flip this back out over here from 20 to almost $30. All right, so that's like a $10 run. All right, you had to actually make something happen here. All right, I didn't draw this trend line, but I'm gonna draw it, because if Twitter do go on the run, just some numbers I'm gonna use as some reference point what I'm looking at. Because sometimes that's why I said before I go and I give my opinion, I gotta make sure I have an idea what the hell I'm talking about. So you can see right here, it couldn't penetrate the 20-day moving average. It got pushed all the way back down, and each time it hit this 20-day moving average, look how hard this violent downtrend how it happens, and it stays going down for weeks before it finally found a bottom down here. It found a bottom here, and then it started going sideways again. It didn't come all the way back up to test the 20-day moving average, but again, you're still on a serious downtrend. All right, at this point in time right here, you can see the price is getting closer to the 20-day moving average. All right, then you hit another low right here of 1373, which I drew a trend line support right here for you guys. All right, so what am I looking at now? All right, because now you're at the tail end of this down cycle, so you have to realize, okay, this is where if I'm gonna buy and start flipping it for a swing trade, this is where I'm gonna start looking to buy. Why? Because your 20-day moving average is in reach right here. Okay, so now you have a move up here that went all the way to $24 from $13. And again, like I said before, when Twitter go on moves, it can make $10 moves. So it went on a $10 run, and then a big candle down, going below the 20-day moving average. Better yet. So once it goes below the 20-day moving average, you see price try to come back, and it's riding it sideways, 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 but it's not holding the 20-day moving average. Even though 20-day moving average is in reach of price, it should have been going across it, trying to retest these 20s right here, but it didn't. So this trend line, downtrend line, I drew from this big down candle right here. Remember, all right, I drew it down here. So this is where everything's going to intersect now to see what's going to happen in the upcoming weeks right now. All right, so Twitter right here in the upcoming weeks, what are we looking for? All right, see now by drawing the trend lines at certain points and resistance and support lines, now I have my downtrend line right here where I need it to break. Now I have my places where the stock kind of found support. Okay, 13, and this it pops up back here. You had this big pull down, bias came in right here. All right, and then down here again, bias kept on coming in. All right, this is why my trend line is down here. Okay, so from here to here, and the reason why I do this again, because if I take a trade down, if it comes back down to the low, I am looking to flip it back out once it comes back here to 16. So this would be only a $3 trade. All right, not that it can't go any higher, but this is what you call safe trading. All right, for me, because I see what happened before, and as soon as it hit this point, I might not exit the whole trade, but 75% of my position is off the table at that point, and I let the rest ride. But this is how I would trade it. But in this upcoming week coming up right here, I expect Twitter in this trend line right here in price to keep coming back down here, because this is my trend line right here. As you can see, you have the 20-day moving average and price both are curving down right now. They're making lower. It's going lower and lower from this point right here. Price is going lower and lower. So until price break that down pattern here, okay, you can expect price to come somewhere in here and play around. Where do I expect price to go once it come down here? Go sideways and then have a nice pop here. All right, where's the pop gonna come in? I'm betting somewhere here on earnings. All right, you have earning on the 24th, I think, the 24th of April, which is next month. That's a month and a half, almost a month and a half from now. So this is where you have earnings. So I'm expecting the stock to play sideways all the way up into earnings till something happen at earnings. Maybe they have some great news, and the stock might have a nice little run up to this $16. So if you're playing Twitter, I wouldn't buy Twitter just yet. I would wait for it to come down to this $13 level. All right, this 13.73 before I start looking to start loading my position on Twitter. So that's my take on Twitter. Ticker symbol TWTR. So if you have any questions, you guys like for me to go over, feel free to send me the emails at the number 3, the letter D, consult me at Gmail. Peace.